Hello, Virgo. I'm Art Kozak. This is Art Kozak Tarot, and this is your reading for March 9th through the 15th. Virgo, the main theme, the main storyline that this reading is talking to me about here has to do with independence and with discovering your independence and then moving into a place where you can work well with other people as an independent, as a sovereign being yourself. I see in the past, and I think that as I have said before, the readings that I do are general readings. They're designed to speak to the most relevant issues in your life and what the cards have to say to you, not necessarily just a love reading or a money reading. Some of those I do on the Patreon page, more specific readings, but for you, this is that I'm getting that this is a very pervasive, very significant, fundamental kind of life shift you've been going through. And again, it's about discovering your independence, becoming an independent, sovereign person in terms of yourself, your emotions, your soul. In terms of your material wealth, that's not that might be involved, but that's not the first kind of independence that's been on the table for you. That's not your first concern, or hasn't been. You realized in the past that some limits had to be set. You might have had to fight a win-loss battle with somebody. And when I say a win-loss battle, I mean a battle from which you lost some and which you won some. Okay, the outcome was definitive, and it meant that you lost some things because of that battle, but you also won a little bit. You may have won your new independence from that battle. This may be a relationship that ended. Okay, this may be a professional situation that ended, but it's something that you went away from. It's something that sent you on a journey, quite likely a physical journey away from that situation. Also, it could as well be, again, just the beginning of this kind of journey of self-discovery, this journey of feeling and discovering your independence for yourself in terms of life journey, as it were. Okay, so independence has been on your mind, gaining new independence. For a while there, you had to conserve your resources, conserve your material resources. You might have been a little bit of a tightwad there for a while because you had to be. Emotionally, there you were kind of reminiscing. You were in kind of a nostalgic state, maybe even pining for the past a little bit. A past that was gone, but at the same time, those two things can go hand in hand. You know, when we're drawn in on ourselves, and for the purposes of healing, of becoming independent beings again, we have to conserve our resources emotionally, physically. That can also mean, you know, bringing up those good memories from the past as a way of comfort and as a way to help guide our decisions, help guide us in how we're going to go forward. And this is, you know, things that seeing the good in what is gone is something that you have experienced here. And so, okay, so independence, a little bit, you've reached a kind of independence that could be bitter or could be lonely, but you're not really bitter and you're not really lonely. Okay, you're kind of moving, you've gone to the next stage beyond those things, and you want to go forward now. You really want to just charge forward now because you're feeling that energy and you're feeling that vitality that comes from being a sovereign being. This whole cycle is going to come to a completion early in this coming week. Okay, and this is the event, the external event which takes place that reflects this may or may not seem connected, but in a kind of a psycho-emotional level, it's going to be an external manifestation or an external kind of presentation of what you're going through on the inside. Is it a completion? A completion that involves a death of the old, a complete life transformation, and something that may leave you at a stalemate with the past. What does that mean? A stalemate with the past. It means that what's over is over. You still have your memories. You might still have a little bit of baggage. You have lived the life that you have lived, and you are you now. There's not anything you can do to change the past. That's what this is saying here. And you're going to accept that. So, again, an external situation, I do, intuitively, I'm picking up that there's going to be an external situation which reflects this completion, this transformation, and an acceptance that the past is the past. It always stays with us, even though it's gone. Okay? And this may be something that you see in your environment around you. It may be something that somebody else goes through. It may simply be the kind of day-to-day event that really is, on the surface, it's not all that significant, but it strikes you, it hits that chord within you as feeling very significant. I do see you as being somebody who is ready to now work well with other people, to partner with other people. And you're looking at now that you're independent, you're looking at your aloneness. Being independent has left you alone a little bit. Well, just even taking a look at that is going to prompt you into addressing that issue. I think in the coming week, you are going to meet someone, or at the very least, you're going to become a very good partner to another person, okay? And so, if this, strictly speaking, was a love reading, the way I would read what I'm seeing here is that you're going to meet someone who is a good partner for you. Now that you are a sovereign being, you are feeling your independence, now you can come together with another person who is of the same mind and is of the same quality. And this is something that is very attached to long-term stability. This is a potential partner for you in terms of marriage, in terms of long-term commitment. If you are someone who is already married, who is already committed in a lifelong committed relationship, you're going to find yourself in a situation where, when it comes to your house and home and what you've built with your partner, you are going to just kind of all of a sudden figure out that your partner, your lover, your mate is the ready and available partner for you to be with now that you've gone through this internal change. You've changed, and the person you're already with is there for you in a new way, even though you are a new person. Again, going back to those of you who are single, I do think that you're going to meet a new partner. This does have to do with long-term commitment is on your mind. This may be somebody that you meet at work. I don't encourage, just personally, I don't encourage people to date where they work, because it's not worked out well for me, and it usually doesn't for most people. But through the course of your work, through the course of your, or let us say, your effort to improve and maintain the material stability within which you live, in that context, you will meet someone or have someone for you there who is a very good partner. Now, I'm also seeing the Seven of Swords on the table here with relation to this. For me, the Seven of Swords, especially with this deck and this kind of reading in this context, it represents not necessarily lying or cheating or anything of that nature, but maybe a little bit of conniving, a little bit of, shall we say, creative strategizing. Just look for that to be in some way involved or attached to this kind of later in the week situation, this person you're going to meet or partner up with in the context of your material stability. Just look for that to be involved as well. I don't see this as a warning. If anything, it might be a little bit, I don't want to say fun, but it might be, I think you're going to take this in a good light once you see this development. It might be a little bit quaint or a little bit amusing even. But be on the lookout for that. What's the whole outcome here? This whole shift that you're making, becoming an independent person, now someone who is ready to work well with other people, to partner with other people. What is this now? What have you become as a consequence by the end of this week and the closing of this cycle? Well, you've become somebody who is open and able to make invitations to other people to be that partner. You are ready to be a partner for other people, and you're ready to be the one who takes initiative into making that happen. Whether it is romantically or professionally, I see both of these things related to this on the table. Just generally in your life, you're going to be that person who is there, and if you're not the one who's calling people up and throwing the party and asking others out on the date, if you're not actually the one doing that in a circumstance, you are going to be the one who is there and has an inviting air about you because you're confident. You have a new confidence in yourself. At least you know who you are. And that is going to be well met. You're going to have good luck with that. Your luck is going to improve by the end of this week. And I see this as a long-term thing. I see this as having to do with kind of the petty nonsense that we have to do to get through life. Luck is going to be on your side from here on out, at least for the foreseeable future, in the next phase of your life, not just for the next week, but after this week and going forward for the next phase. Luck is going to be on your side when it comes to just the petty little things in life. Getting the bills paid, dealing with things that break, dealing with bureaucracy, these little nonsense petty stuff that we all have to deal with. Well, you're going to find that by being this person with the open cup, the one who's inviting and the one who's there to be a good partner with other people, wearing that on your sleeve, that's going to improve your luck in dealing with other people and dealing with these kind of petty life issues that we all have to deal with. So I hope that something I have said here is helpful to you in the coming week. Please let me know. Feel free to comment, please like and subscribe. And there's also a link to our Patreon page in the description box below. Once again, I am Art Kozak, and I look forward to speaking to you again in the future.